Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. In today's video, we're taking a close look at the 1976 Australian 20-cent coin, a small piece of metal that tells a big story. At first glance, it might look like just another old coin from your pocket change, but when you understand its background, history, and the details hidden in its design, you'll realize why this coin deserves a closer look. The year 1976 was an exciting time in Australia's history. The nation was moving forward with confidence after the decimal currency change of 1966. 10 years later, the decimal system had fully replaced pounds, shillings, and pence, and the 20-cent coin had become one of the most common denominations used in daily life. This coin became a symbol of Australia's modern, growing economy. The 20-cent coin filled an important role in Australia's currency system. It was ideal for mid-range transactions, buying a newspaper, paying for a bus ride, or grabbing a coffee. The 1976 issue continued that legacy, circulating widely across the country, from small towns to big cities, and even making its way into international collections. The obverse, or front side, of the 1976 20-cent coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, wearing the tiara she used in earlier coin portraits. This portrait was designed by Arnold Machin, a famous British sculptor whose work appeared on coins across the Commonwealth. Around the Queen's portrait are the words, Elizabeth II Australia 1976. On the reverse side, the design features the platypus, one of Australia's most unique and beloved animals. The platypus swims gracefully through stylized rippling water, giving the coin a sense of motion and life. This artwork was created by Stuart Devlin, the same designer responsible for many of Australia's beautiful coin designs. The design truly captures the spirit of the Australian wilderness. The platypus isn't just any animal, it's a national icon of Australia. Found only in the country's rivers and streams, the platypus represents nature, uniqueness, and mystery. Featuring it on the 20-cent coin was a brilliant decision that gave this coin instant cultural identity. Even after decades, the design remains a favorite among collectors. The 1976 20-cent coin was struck in copper-nickel, made up of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 11.31 grams, has a diameter of 28.65 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These details not only define its physical structure but also give it durability, allowing many coins to remain in good shape even after nearly 50 years in circulation. In 1976, millions of these coins were minted at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. The production quality was excellent, and the precision of the strikes ensured clear details in both the Queen's portrait and the platypus design. While the mintage was high, only a few coins have survived today in high-grade condition without scratches or wear marks. When we say a coin is in circulated condition, it means it has been used in everyday transactions. For the 1976 20-cent coin, this often includes light scratches, faded edges, and softening of details in the Queen's hair or the platypus's ripples. But don't worry, even circulated coins have collector value, especially if the details are still visible and the surface isn't damaged. To check the level of wear, look at the Queen's face and the lettering. On heavily circulated coins, the rim might be smooth and the portrait flat. On the reverse, check the platypus. If the waterlines and its fur are worn down, it's a sign the coin has seen years of handling. Still, this wear tells a story. It's the sign of a coin that's lived through decades of Australian life. Now, let's talk about the value. In average circulated condition, a 1976 Australian 20-cent coin is typically worth its face value, 20 cents. However, for coins in better preserved states or those with unusual characteristics, collectors may pay up to $2 or more. If you find one in uncirculated condition, the value could rise even higher depending on its shine, detail, and rarity. Collectors love error coins, and the 1976 20-cent coin is no exception. Some examples have been discovered with off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet flaws. These minting mistakes make each coin unique, and depending on the severity of the error, prices can jump from a few dollars to even hundreds of dollars for rare finds. The 1976 20-cent coin represents a stable, transitional era in Australia's history, a time when the country's currency had settled comfortably into the decimal system. These coins remind us of the journey from the old monetary system to the modern one, showing how Australia embraced change while celebrating its native wildlife and culture. Even though it's common in circulation, the 1976 20-cent coin holds sentimental and historical value. Many collectors aim to complete sets of Australian decimal coins, and having each year, including 1976, is essential. Finding one in better-than-average condition, with minimal wear, is always a satisfying addition to any coin collection. If you own a 1976 20-cent coin, don't clean it with chemicals or polish. Cleaning can scratch or damage the metal and reduce collector value. Instead, gently handle it by the edges and store it in a protective holder or coin flip. Proper storage helps maintain its natural color and prevents further oxidation. A circulated coin like the 1976 20-cent carries charm in its imperfections. The dull shine, the softened edges, and even the minor nicks all tell the story of its journey through decades of use. Every scratch could represent a different era, from the 1970s markets to modern collectors' hands. This is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. While its face value might remain small today, the true worth of the 1976 20-cent coin lies in its age, design, and connection to Australian history. Over time, coins like these can gain more collector interest, especially as high-grade examples become harder to find. It's always worth holding onto one for the future. So there you have it, the story of the 1976 Australian 20-cent coin in circulated condition. A coin that combines art, history, and national pride in a small metallic masterpiece. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the world of rare and valuable coins. Who knows, the next coin in your pocket might hold a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered.